Welcome back, Thrill Seekers. I'm your host, Dr. Luke. Today I'm going to be talking about dress the part. Now, I know there's a lot going on in our society today. A lot of things are changing, right? Or I know our grandparents said that about our parents say that about us, we say that about our kids, right? Every generation changes, and I understand that. But now, there is something to say about the way that you present yourself. And I can tell you that from my experience, and especially now as a business owner, and I hire folks and I interact and I network with different people, I have a little bit more experience under my belt now. And I used to be anti-suit jacket. I will never do that. I told my wife, I swear when I get out of the Marine Corps, I will never touch a suit in my life. I used to say that for years and years and years, even though I was in the Marine Corps, right? I followed norms. But the whole point is, when I got out here and I started my own business, I very quickly began to understand, not just through mentorship that I received from folks who were all around me and willing to pour into my life, also from research and from anecdotal evidence with myself, from experience, is that you need to dress for the audience, or dress the part, dress according to the clients that you want to land. Now, if you're working in an area or you have a product or service that has to do with, you're blue collar, you're the backbone of America, and that's what you want, and you're selling something for them, well, then great. Then you dress in a t-shirt and jeans, and that's totally fine. Totally understand, and I respect that. But I'm going to tell you, if you're going to break into something in the service industry and you want to get a little bit higher, you want to start landing contracts that are, $400,000, $500,000, $1 million a piece, you want to start doing that, then you better start dressing the part. Because I can tell you, I'll speak for them. They can say they're not allowed to say it when they're HR departments and stuff, but when they look at you and you've got messy, unkempt hair, and you've got, you got a ripped up t-shirt and you're wearing some jeans, and you think you're going to go in and try to, discuss $1 million contract about training employees in a bank somewhere, it's not going to happen whether you think it is or not, or whether you think it's fair or not. So they can't tell you that, and they're not going to. And as a matter of fact, somebody may even write on here like, oh, look, you shouldn't be judging people. I'm not judging people. I'm telling you from my experience, if you want to dress a certain way and act a certain way, then you better expect your business to perform a certain way. It is what it is. So I've taken on the mantra that I dress for the client. That's what I do. If I'm working in a manufacturing facility, I might have on a polo and some jeans, right? And I'll tuck my shirt in, unless the area is actually, they're all in t-shirts and, kind of ripped up and stuff. Fine, well, I'm gonna immediately untuck my polo, but I'll have a short sleeve polo shirt on, some jeans, maybe some boots. Try to at least look somewhat professional, but not to the point where I'm trying to be like untouchable or something. But then if I'm gonna go to a board meeting, I'm gonna be dressing in a full suit. And if they take their jacket off, well, then I might take my jacket off. Another tip that I received at one point was dress up one level when you're the one that's presenting. So if you're in the classroom and you're presenting a class, or you're the one in the boardroom, but you're the one leading the meeting, if they're in business casual, you may want to have a suit on. If they're in shorts and a t-shirt, you can't wear that polo. If they're wearing polos and khakis, then you might want to put on a nice long sleeve shirt, leave the top button unbuttoned, and put on some decent slacks, maybe go business real casual, right? The whole point is, if you're gonna be leading, presenting, or anything like that, dress up one notch. For the other meetings, when you're in conversations, maybe you're talking about your capabilities with a potential client, and this was a setup, whether it's even virtual or in person, I wanna make sure that I'm dressing at least what they're dressing. And now, if I'm dealing with a client, I oftentimes, since we work with some very, very big companies, I will sometimes see folks that are actually in t-shirt. So I've seen them in hoodies when we're on our Teams meetings or WebEx or whatever it is. I will never do that. As a business owner and representing my business in the image that we want to have, is we want to be for everybody, right? It doesn't matter if you're a blue collar worker, you get your hands dirty and you're the backbone of America, or you're a white collar worker. Our company wants to be represented in a light that says we are respectful and we have class. So we make sure that we look the part. We try to mirror the person on the other end, unless of course they're in a t-shirt. We will absolutely at a minimum be in a polo. That is the absolute minimum that we allow at this organization, is a polo collared shirt. And then you kind of work your way up. So if they're in a t-shirt, we're in a polo. If they are in a suit, we're at least in a suit. If we're presenting, if they're in a suit, well, guess what? I'm gonna wear my nicest suit. I'm gonna put in a pocket square. right? Wear a nice watch. The idea is this right here. Don't fall victim to this, I can look however I want to look. Listen, don't fall victim to the mentality that, you think that they're just going to conform to you. Because not everybody gets a trophy in business. This isn't any of that bull crap that they raised kids where, you play a soccer game and everyone gets a trophy. That's not true how it works in business. Not everyone gets a trophy. Not everyone makes millions of dollars. And you can see there are trends, habits, those things that set people apart who do make the millions of dollars and those who don't. And one of them is establishing your image. Keep a good servant heart, keep your head on straight, love people. And on the other side of that coin is look the part. I guarantee you it'll set a good tone for any type of meeting that you're either leading or a part of or the conversation that you're in. Hope this helps. Keep doing what you love.